If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to Good Morning Gwinnett with your host, Audrey Bell-Kearney, where we keep you informed, inspired, and ahead of the curve. Tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Audrey dives into the latest strategies and tools to help you leverage AI to grow your local business. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a tech enthusiast, or just curious about the future of business, this is the podcast for you. Get ready to innovate, elevate, and dominate in Gwinnett County and beyond.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of my friends around the world. It is a cold day here in Gwinnett County. I'm talking about freezing 29 degrees. This is my birthday. I was expecting some sunshine. Here's the thing. I woke up this morning, the sun is shining. It's just cold. I don't mean to sound ungrateful because I am grateful that I made another day, another birthday. So, listen, it's gonna be a short show. I just wanted to jump on because today is my birthday. My daughter has brunch planned, and I got to get myself together. And I have something planned tonight, and something planned tomorrow, something planned on Saturday. I got a lot planned. So, but I did want to get on this morning and say good morning. I also wanted to talk to you about our next blueprint. Now, here's the thing. The entire blueprint is on the website, goodmorninggwinnett.com. If you go to the website, you'll see the entire blueprint. For those of you who are listening for the first time, this is something I decided to do. I look at our economy, I look at our environment, I look at the world we're living in right now. And I kept saying to myself, how can I do more? How can I do more? How can I do more? And even though I know I was talking about, AI and business, I felt like I needed to be a little bit more structured because I wanted to make sure that I was bringing you information that you can actually just take and use. And somebody's listening to me right now who has just lost a job. They have great people skill. They have great soft skills. They have great community skills, and they're looking for something. They got great clerical skills. They're looking for something, and I think today they'll find this episode very helpful because it's talking about starting how to start a VA business. So for those of you who don't know what a VA is, it is a virtual assistant, and which is a really good business to start because there are a lot of people who are solopreneurs who just need some help. Now, and there are a lot of people with some amazing clerical skills who are looking for some extra money or to start a business. So today our blueprint is about how to start a virtual assistant business and what kind of virtual assistant. Now I'm not gonna go through the whole thing because it is a complete guide. Like I literally created a complete guide. So all of the blueprints, they are blueprints. They can all be found on goodmorninggwinnett.com. So if you're looking for the blueprint for something, you can go to goodmorninggwinnett.com. Yesterday I did one. Today I'm doing one. I'm going to be doing a blueprint every day that I'm doing the show. So that's what the show is about. I have to do my part, right? And although I love coming here just talking, I felt like I needed to do more. And for me, creating these blueprints was a way for me to do more and give back more. I can't think of that guy's name, but all his magazines, every issue that they publish is in my garage because I thought that was such an amazing magazine. It was called the Millionaire Blueprint. And in each issue he had a millionaire who talked about how they became a millionaire, and they gave you the blueprint for that. And I thought that was one of the best magazines I have ever read because it gave you like step by step, this is what you need to do, it right down to who you needed to call. I thought that was amazing. So when I was laying in the bed on Sunday and I was trying, was it Sunday? No, I think it was the day, Thursday? I think it was Tuesday. I was thinking about how can I do more because I keep seeing all these people on YouTube crying about they lost their jobs and people, and it's just people just miserable right now because things are just so bad, so bad here in the United States. It's just so bad in the U.S. right now, and people are losing jobs, they're losing farms, they can't feed the kids. It's just eggs, a dozen of eggs, and where I live at 4.49. I went into the store and I was like 4.49 for egg. I was shocked because the prices of eggs were supposed to go down. Anyway, I digress. I won't get into that. But it was just so crazy to see how sad people were and how, when I watch YouTube and I'm watching it to be educated, but sometimes I look at political things and it pops up, those things pop up in your feed. And I was like, man, I got to do more. I got to do more. And his idea for that millionaire blueprint popped in my head. And my goal is to help so many people become business owners through the blueprint that at some point I can launch the Millionaire Blueprint Boot Camp. Yeah, that'd be so wonderful to have all these people who started their business um, because of the blueprint come on and share in person at a conference how they did it. So, anyway, without further ado, let's get on to this virtual assistant. Now, let's talk about the different types of who. First of all, who is this for? A virtual assistant is somebody who has like impeccable clerical skills, right? Or you may just have one skill that you're really good at. It may not be clerical. You may be really good at social media. You may be extremely good at just Facebook. Trust me. Someone said to me the other day, Audrey, your Good Morning Gwinnett social media is fire. Your other stuff, not so much. And I was like, I know because they told me that. So your Good Morning Gwinnett social media is fire. But and I'm kind of paraphrasing, but they said it was good, right? But I spend most of my time there. So that should be good. With the other stuff, not so much. Because I probably need to hire somebody to come on and do that side that, I like doing Good Morning Gwinnett better. So, if you got a skill that you're really good at, somebody will pay you for that skill. That could be a side hustle, that could be a full-time business. Somebody will pay you for that skill. I think what happens is people don't realize that the things they do without breathing, like you, there are things that I do just like when I'm breathing. It just comes to me simply like this show. It just comes to me, right? And for me, it's easy. But for somebody else, it is treacherous. So you have a skill, you have some skills, some experiences that just come to you like breathing, like it's easy. But for somebody else, it is torture because they have to figure out how to do it. I was talking to my friend Georgette, she's one of my good friends, like my sister, last night. And so if you go to Good Morning Gwinnett right now, I created a social security helper. Social security. Why did I do that? Because that's one of the things people are going crazy about. Like they don't know what's going to happen to social security. So I created a social security helper, right? And I embedded it on the Good Morning Gwinnett website. Why? Because this site is about business and news and money and all that good stuff and community. And I was telling her that, and she's like, I just can't get it. And when I look at how I created that tool, it's like, okay, I'm just going to, and I literally did it, y'all. It had to be 20 minutes. I'm talking about desktops. And it was basically because I was trying to figure out what I wanted to put in the tool. She's like, "Audrey, I just can't get it." And I was like, "Wow." So for me, it's like breathing. But for her, it's the same thing. Like there are some things that she could do that I would probably find torturous. Like I can't do it. Like she's very good at designing, certain things. I'm good at thinking of certain things to design. She'll sit there and tinker with it, and I'm like, yeah, I ain't doing all that, right? So we have our strengths. So I said all that to say. You have a strength, you have a skill, you have something, your superpower that someone will pay you for. And you could turn that into a virtual assistant business. Now, here's some common things that VAs do. They do like email and calendar management. They do like social media management, which is a big one. I remember going to Fiverr looking for a virtual assistant. Everybody was like doing data entry. I'm like, well, I don't have no data entry to do. But it's a lot of them that do data entry and organization, bookkeeping and invoicing. If you suck at if you're about to do your taxes right now and your bookkeeping looks a mess, you might want to think about, hiring one. Or if you know somebody who, they have book receipts in shoe boxes, they need you. They need you. Now, content writing and editing, I don't know. I don't know about that one right now because content writing, there are some amazing tools out there to do that. So I don't know about that one. Travel planning, yeah. Research tasks, yeah. Like if people are trying to put together projects and they just don't have the time to do the research, and research and data right now is everything. Like content creation is great, but let me tell you something. The greatest content creators out there right now are looking at their data. When I look at my stats for this show, I'm like, I get excited, and I haven't been this excited in a minute. So doing research and provide data to people is a big thing. A lot of them don't have the time, and they need you, and they may not even know they need you. If you ask them a question about their business that they don't know, and they may say, "Oh, I didn't think about that," right? They may need you to do the research on that and provide a report. You can do that for if you know you like there are some people all they do is research everything. If you know that's your skill and people don't know how to properly research something, put yourself out there as a research virtual assistant. And I guarantee you, people be like, oh my God, I need her. I need him. The reason I focus on nothing but research. I'm the research. I should do that myself. Hi, I'm just kidding. The research, because I'm a researcher. I will research something and find a solution. You hear me? The research virtualist. If I can't find a solution, that means I wasn't really looking. And I wasn't really looking because I really didn't care. I'm just saying. Research virtual assistant. That's a good one. Put yourself out there. That's very brandable, right? E-commerce support. People don't know how to do their e-com on Amazon and Spotify, Etsy. You could be listen, they got to know how to do the shipping. They got to make sure that everything is set up properly. They need to do marketing. They need you. Podcast and YouTube management. Listen, I manage a podcast for myself and a client. I manage a newsletter for myself and a client. They pay me to manage those things for them. Yeah, they do. So people need these things. And listen, I do not put myself out there for that because that is not something that I love doing. I do it for these two people because I know them and I know they need me. I do not say I'm a virtual assistant for those things. I don't. I just happen to know how to do those things, but that's not something that I'll put myself out there as a business for. Now, you on the other hand may like that. You may be the bomb on Substack. You may be the bomb diggity. Using Buzzsprout and what's the one I keep looking at and I'm keep oh god I don't went blank. It's another one. God, what is it called? It's another podcast platform that I've been looking at. You may be the bomb at all that stuff. Somebody's not. Trust me when I tell you. StreamYard is like science to folks. And I'm thinking, really? I'm telling you. It's like science to some people. They just don't get it and they don't try to get it and they don't want to. So they hire people like you, the virtual assistant. And then AI tools, automation. Now, this is a hot one. That one right now, it's also going to be oversaturated in a minute. It's going to get like social media management did. Like AI tools automation is going into somebody's business and setting up all of these AI tools and putting them together to make them work in an automatic format. It's amazing. Now that's a skill. That's a skill that's going to be around for a while. It may not get oversaturated because you do have to learn how to use certain things like Make, and you got to learn how to use Zapier, and you got to learn how to connect it to Notion. You got to learn how to embed, make sure that Perplexity is working, and make sure that ChatGPT is working, and Claude is working the right way, and Gemini is saying the right thing. That's all automation. They put all that stuff together and make this automation that when people go talk to that company, it's this automation system that they're talking to, but it's a good automation system. Here's the thing: you got to be great. You create great automation systems for people, word of mouth will go, and your business will skyrocket. You gotta be one. You gotta want to do that though. You gotta want to do that. So these are some different common. These are some common tasks that VAs do. They do these type of things. They create these type of things. Now, when you think about what you want to offer, right? You can offer administrative support like scheduling, email management. You can do like social media management, like handling and strategizing social media accounts. Now I'm gonna tell you this. I People do that business right there, and what makes them successful in that space is understanding how to run ads, not just posting pictures. Is understanding how to run ads. So most of the companies that I've looked at who have done really well in social media management, they are experts in running ads or not. Some people say they know how to run ads, but they don't. That's what has made them stand out. Project management is a biggie. That is a biggie because when you have to own a project, it's your baby. It's on you to make sure everything goes well. That's a big one. So you do things like coordinating and overseeing projects. That's a big one. Bookkeeping. There are a lot of small businesses out there who need bookkeeping. A lot of them. Now, let me say this: they make what I find when it comes to bookkeeping, when people struggle, they're either charging too much to the wrong audience. That's normally the case because they feel like they can charge top dollar to small businesses who are not making that type of money. So you have to decide who you want to work with so you can set your fees accordingly. Because if you have these astronomical fees and you're talking to a solopreneur, you're not going to get their business. Let me say that again. If you have astronomical fees and you're talking to a solopreneur who's not making that type of money, you're not going to get their business. And you can become easily discouraged about doing that business because you think nobody wants to pay me. I'm an expert. We get that. But small businesses don't have the budget. Now, if you want to go to a bigger company and offer your skills where they can afford to pay you, 9 times out of 10, they got somebody on staff that's already doing it. Nine times out of 10, they got a CFO, they got a bookkeeper already on staff, someone that's handling the finances for the business already. So that may not be your client either, which means that now you may have to go and apply for a job. I'm just keeping it real. If you want to work with small businesses who are just solopreneurs and they're just starting out, they don't have the money most of the time to pay you. I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time. Then you get discouraged that this doesn't work. No, you have to look at your target audience. And you have to find the companies that can pay you if you know that I'm worth top dollar. And most of us are. Like we should all be, hey, I'm worth top dollar. However, who are you trying to serve? Right? If you're trying to service people who don't make top dollar, then you can't get paid top dollar. Even though you're worth top dollar, you're talking to the wrong person. So you got to find the people that you need to talk to. Bookkeeping, customer service. This is a scary one for me. This one right here is a scary one for me. Anybody in this space, it's scary because here's why. There are so many amazing tools out right now. Customer service is going to be one of the jobs that get totally depleted. Like they're going to get rid of it. Not totally, but I'm thinking 90%. Why? Because AI can do all kinds of things. Like AI can work 24/7, 365. He doesn't sleep, right? They can ask questions. And if you're good at creating these AI bots for people where you can train it on everything about your business and that person's business, you let me tell you the business I would start. I definitely wouldn't start a customer service business unless that's a good idea. I ain't gonna even tell y'all that idea because that's a great idea. But anyway, customer service is gonna be one of those jobs that's obsolete, right? And in reading, that's a great idea. I just got y'all. I can't tell you. I can't tell you that one because that's a good one. Customer service is going to be one of those jobs that's obsolete. And the reason it's going to be obsolete is because we have amazing tools, right? And so if I were you, I would go on the flip side of that. I would be the person that create the amazing tools. Now, if you're not techie, that's going to be a problem. But if you are techie, you know, I'm thinking, hey, customer service is going to be obsolete, but I have this customer service program that you can buy into and it's going to handle your calls. I'm just saying that's what I would do. I would not try to be a customer service to anybody. I would be the person that create the customer service tools. That's what I would do, right? Because when I think, and I give you a prime example, I'm gonna do an article about this on the website. Wendy's, I think McDonald's already tried it. Somebody already tried the whole AI at the drive-through. Wendy's is saying they're about to roll out AI in like thousands of their stores to take orders. What does that say for the person behind the window, the drive-through window? What does that say about the person at the counter? If you can go in and you got one person at the counter and normally it's three people, two people just got fired. I'm just saying because they got one person and two AIs. Somebody just got fired. Now, who did they keep? They kept the person that understands the AI. So when the AI goes awry, that person can jump in there and fix the AI and then go back on the other side and help customers. That's the person they kept. Wendy said just yesterday they're about to roll out all of these AIs in their stores. So that being said, you need to be the other person in the store with the AI. So when AI goes awry, wire break, battery go dead, whatever the case is, you need to be able to jump in, fix the AI, and get back to business. That person is valuable. The two people that standing next to that person, they're gone. I'm just keeping it real. I know it sounds dire most of the time, but I'm telling you the truth. Pay attention. All right? That is a good position for you to be in. Content creation. Listen, look, if you go to goodmorninggwinnett.com, you will see there is a lot of content that I create on a daily basis, and I love it. There are some people who need content created on a daily basis. They're not going to do it. This is where you become a valuable person to that team of people or to that person because they need they're not going to be able to survive if they're not putting out content about who they are and what they do. They won't. But they don't have the time. They don't have the wherewithal to pull it all together. They need you. This is where you come in at, right here. This is it. You come in there, you create content for them. You create slideshows, you create videos, you create podcast episodes, you create blog posts, you put out press releases. They need you because they're not going to do it. Even though we have some of the most amazing tools, they're just not going to sit down to the computer and do it. How do I know? Because I do these things for people who they have the time, they just don't want to do it. They say, oh, it's just too much. I can't do it. It's overwhelming. Please do it. And I said, okay, but I don't do that for everybody because I'm busy over here doing my own content. I don't even put that out. I'm doing my own content. I'm sharing with you because there are people out there who need. I had someone call me yesterday. This is a repeat client, and I have created probably 3 books and workbooks for her. She said, I need another book, another workbook. Now, listen, I say this all the time. Canva is your friend. I don't care how many times I say that. They don't care. Audrey, I need a workbook. And I'd be like, okay. Why? Because they know I know this stuff like I breathe, like I know my social security. So I'm just gonna go in there and knock it out. Send them a proof. Hey, you like this? Oh, I love it, and I'm done. For them, that's torture. So what am I saying to you? Somebody needs some content creation. They need videos. They need all reels and shorts and stories. They need all that stuff. They don't have time. They don't want to learn how to do it. They need TikTok shorts. They need that. They don't want to do that. They need you. All right. Now let's talk about niching, and this is going to be the last part that I cover because I gotta go. It's my birthday. So let's talk about some niches that you can get into as a VA. So if you think about doing niching down, right? I would try to niche down as much. Let's say for instance, you say I only want to work with restaurants that sell vegan food, right? They probably need a good social media manager because they serve vegan food, but they're in a restaurant making the vegan recipes. What you could do is be that person that go to them and say, "Hey, listen, I am a vegan restaurant virtual assistant. I'm a vegan assistant. I'm a vegan assistant. I have a vegan assistant business. What do? We do, we handle customers, we handle customer support, we handle couponing and specials, we handle PR, we handle you can niche down to whatever you want it to be. If you were thinking about doing like a Shopify VA, becoming a Shopify VA, you can just say, I only want to work with Shopify VAs that sell scarves. That's it. And why? Because now you know all about the scarf industry. You can put your companies together. You can create the same kind of content and share it to both of them. But you are the scarves VA. That's what you do. Create your own niche. I told my daughter this morning, she and I both are part of an organization, and I'm trying to get her to get back in because she's dropped out. She's like, I don't want to do that. It's boring. I said to her, you got to come in and create what you want. I don't want to create nothing. It should be created, but it's not created. And you being a part of the organization can really benefit you, but you don't want to create something. So we had a meeting last Saturday, and I was like, look, this is what I want to do. They was like, put together a presentation and present it at the next meeting. Absolutely. Because this is how I'm gonna. This is what I bring to the table. This is what I want to do. This is what's gonna keep me involved with the organization. That's what I try to tell her. Create something. It may not even be, you that may not even be a VA in your space. But here's the thing: there could be, and it could be you. If you specialize in one thing as a VA, that could be you. You can rack up on all them clients because you the only one specialized in chicken, vegan chicken as a VA. I don't even know if that exists. If it does, that could be you. If it doesn't, that could be you. So think about what kind of niche you want to be into, right? You don't have to be a VA to everybody. You can be a very specialized VA in a niche, which makes you even more valuable because you really understand that industry. If you are a VA to lawyers, or if you're a VA to lawyers, mostly got a paralegal or reception and all that stuff. But let's say you were a VA to like a masseuse, like that's the person that give massages, and they have a mobile massage business. They probably need you. They probably don't even know they need you. I know a masseuse right now who, when I was talking to her, she needed a VA. She needed somebody to help her do things because she was trying to do things, and what she should have did was just hired a VA. And then she became very overwhelmed, and she just dropped out of sight. And she came back, and she's like, this is where I am in my headspace. What she should have had, because she wasted a lot of money on a lot of different things, right? Trying to make things happen. Which what she should have did was hired a VA to help her do the things that she just could not grasp. She couldn't, and she tried. She tried with everything in her. She tried, but she just couldn't grasp it because her thing was being a marvelous masseuse. So she needed someone to write articles for the website. She needed someone to make sure her bookings was set up and that she was continuously talking to them and sending out birthday cards and holiday cards. She needed a VA for that. So you could be just the VA for masseuse, right? I am the superhero for masseuses. My VA company and my VA services service you, the masseuse. We put hands on your business and make sure your business is running smooth while you making sure people's body is running well. There you go. That kind of stuff. Think about how you want to niche down. Think about that for a second. Um, what are you gonna need to get started, right? You're gonna need some tools and some things to get started. Zoom is everybody's friend right now. Zoom has been around for a while. You're gonna need to learn how to use like Trello, Asana, ClickUp. These are tools to help you manage projects. Like Trello, when you go to Trello, you can put stuff on these like boards. They're like tasks. Asana too. So and ClickUp, they're like task boards. So you put tasks on the board. So if you got a client, you create a folder for a client on Trello, Asana, ClickUp. You put the information in there, what you have to do for them. Once you do something, once you complete a task, it moves to the completed folder. So stuff like that. You're gonna need stuff like that. You're gonna need to be able to do invoicing for bookkeeping, like FreshBooks, QuickBooks. QuickBooks has an app called QuickBooks Online, I think it's called. You need a scheduling service like Calendly, Zapier, or HoneyBook. I think HoneyBook has a lot of stuff you need right inside of HoneyBook. One of my tech chair, my tech committee chairperson, her name is Victoria. She did a whole workshop for us on HoneyBooks, and it does a lot of stuff. So HoneyBooks may be just a great one. You need some kind of CRM so you can send out emails, right? Gmail is good, but if you're looking to be a professional, your domain, your email need to have dot whoever you are. It don't need to be at Gmail. I get it. Most people want to use at Gmail because it's free. Let me say this again. If you want to be taken seriously, right? If you want people to take you seriously, you need to have at your.com. At Audrey at goodmorninggwinnett.com. Audrey at noisemedia.com. Audrey at GwinnettWomen'sChamber.com. Those are my emails. At whatido.com. You need to do that. Gmail is fine, but I wouldn't necessarily say, they got a Gmail account. How they gonna help me with email when they got a Gmail account? I'm just saying, if you are a business, have a business email. Bottom line. Now, is that going to cost you some money? Absolutely. It's going to cost you a few dollars, but it's not going to cost a lot. Not a lot. Now, let's talk about setting up your VA business, right? You want to create a name, create a really nice name for your virtual business, right? If you are the vegan chicken virtual solutionist, that's who you are. If you are the Shopify VA superhero, that's who you are. Or if you are virtual marble for coaches, that's who you are. Create something really, really cool, right? That's brandable, right? You want to create a name that people can remember. It shouldn't be too long. I see people these long. I'm like, that is a horrible name. Who told you to name your business horrible? Good Morning Gwinnett is long, but it says Good Morning Gwinnett, right? Noise Media Network. Noise Media Network. Now, do people know what it means? Nah, they don't. But Good Morning Gwinnett, they know it's Good Morning Gwinnett. That's a clear one. I seen a name one time. It was so long and so horrible. It was horrific. I was like, first of all, nobody's gonna remember that. Two, if you put an email to that, they're gonna always miss a letter. It was just too long. So come up with something, that's clever, but that tells your story and brandable. Right. Once you do that, once you come up with the name, check the domain name. When I come up with a name for a business, I always check the domain name to make sure it's available, because what happens is if you register the business name and then the domain name is taken, you may not get the .com that you want because somebody else has .com. And here's the problem with that. If they have the .com, they're driving traffic to the .com, so you guys can easily be um uh, uh, um, confused. Like if they got, abc.com and you come back with abc.co, people going to always go .com first because that's what they're used to. That's what we've been trained to. .co, .business, .online. We're getting used to it, but .com still reigns supreme. So if you're going to do your business, before you register that business name, check the domain name for the website, because you don't want to have the business name and then somebody else have your .com. GoodMorningGwinnett.com is mine. GoodMorningGwinnett.com, that's mine. So make sure you have the .com. Once you do that, once you figure out the domain name, then you register the business. Now you got to go to your Secretary of State office and see what those fees are. In Georgia, to register LLC is $100. Now, I'm before you do that, to consult with a tax professional to make sure that you're registering the right structure for your business, because it may not be an LLC. You may have capital. You may want to do an S corp or C corp. You may want to do a nonprofit. Talk to your a financial professional first to make sure that you are setting your business up in the best possible structure for you to thrive and survive. Okay. Then you want to, after you do that, you want to, and don't worry, it's all on the website. I'm just talking you through it right now because I wanted the person that's listening is listening right now. Create a website. When I tell you that the tools out there right now to create websites that are unbelievable. Yes, you can still pay somebody, but you don't have to. There is Wix, Squarespace. I use WordPress. I'm not going to tell somebody to start a Word. I'm not going to tell you to start a Wix site for real because Wix can be a little bit fickle. I do sites like that. I think I have two Wix sites. But if you don't know how to move stuff around and resize stuff, yeah, you can pull your hair out. WordPress, is a little bit more advanced, right? But there are tools out there that will build you a WordPress site from a prompt, like Hostinger. Will build you a WordPress site from a prompt, and you have an entire site. All you gotta do is click in there and go edit. Now, to the person that's not tech savvy, even though that's very simple, it's still gonna be stressful to you. I'm just keeping it real for you. So you're gonna have to hire you a VA to set you up a website. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars anymore because they don't cost thousands of dollars unless you have some intricate site that has e-commerce and all this other stuff in it. Yeah, you're gonna pay some thousands, but for the most part, $500 can get you a really pretty site, and that's because it's gonna take them an hour to do it. And they're gonna charge you. I'm just keeping it real. I do it all the time. Hey, I need a site. Sure, I got you. How much? This is how much I charge for them. I'll do landing pages and stuff like that. I can do in my sleep, so I don't mind. My only problem with doing websites with people is they never know what they want. They always say, "Yeah, go ahead, just I'm gonna trust you," and then I go do it, and like, "Oh, yeah, I don't like that. I don't. I hate that part." All right, now you got your website set up. You know, website hosting can be as little as $12 a month, or you can if you go through something like Hostinger. I want to say theirs is like $24 for the year or something crazy number. It's like ridiculously cheap, and that's for the hosting and the website. And I think you get a free domain name. Like that's one of the Hostinger people talk about a lot because they have a some really good plans and some great technology. I just been using WordPress, and the reason I use WordPress is because Huffington Post was built on top of WordPress. So when I found that out, I was like, if Huffington Post is built on WordPress, I'm building on WordPress. Hey, I'm gonna follow what's working. It's working for HuffPost. It's gonna work for me, and they are probably $1 billion company. You can set up your social media pages. Now, here's the thing about this. Let me just say this. I have all of these pages, right? And I told you, someone said to me the other day, your Good Morning Gwinnett stuff is great. Your other stuff, not so much because it becomes a job just managing social media. Did you hear what I said? That's a job. So what I would say to you to start from starting out, pick a page that you know that you can manage on your own until you get somebody to manage all of them. Pick one. You know, is it gonna be LinkedIn? Is it gonna be Instagram? Is it gonna be Facebook? Pick one and make sure you love on that one until you can grow it and then get somebody else to help you grow the rest of them. Pick one. I have all of them. I have TikTok pages. I have Facebook page. I think I got 21 Facebook pages. That's how crazy that I am. I got Facebook groups. Too much. Just on Facebook alone, I have too much. I got 4 or 5 Instagram pages. I got 3 TikTok pages. I got a LinkedIn account with 2 business pages. Too much. I got about 7 YouTube channels. Too much. Don't do it to yourself. It's going to stress you out and nothing's going to happen. How do I know? Because it's happening to me all the time. Pick one. I'm just telling you, pick one. Design your logo and branding. For me, I start with this first. Like once I know what my name is, the next thing I do is do the logo because when I see the logo, I can everything else is kind of come into place for me. I love doing it. I do the name first. I check the domain name. I register the business. Then I do the logo first. Before I do the rest of this stuff, the setup dollars, I have to do the logo first. And then I'll build a website. And then I set off because for me, I can't do any of that stuff without the logo. So I do the logo next. So do your logo. Good Morning Gwinnett, I just redid the logo. Like that logo just got redid. And I was like, I want something more vibrant. I felt like my logo was too masculine, right? And so when I looked at it, I was like, it's too masculine. I want something a little bit more vibrant and outgoing. And so that's why the new logo you see was my 2025 rebrand. Yeah. All right. So this is how you set your business up. All on the website, goodmorninggwinnett.com. Don't worry, it's there for you. All right. And it's so much more. But right now, that's going to cost you between $50 and $150. Create a budget. I had someone come to me recently. They wanted to start a fitness gym, like a brick and mortar gym, right? And I said to her, they came to me last year and they said, hey, trying to do this thing. They was trying to start the same business last year. And I said to them, now I talked to her for about 30 minutes on the phone because someone I know very dearly, who means a lot to me, referred her to me. And they said, hey, can you talk to her? I said, sure. Right. And I did. And I was like, okay, this is what you have to do. You have to do these things, but we need to do a more comprehensive plan. Set up a consultation with me. $395. This was last year. This how bad. This how I know they don't want it. My consultation is $395. You get 90 minutes. That's cheap, right? They said okay. I never heard back. Then in what's this? We're in February. Then in January, they reached out again from last year, and I think I talked to them last summer. Same story, gonna do this, 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 want to do this, but they want a physical building, right? And I said to them, I said, listen, this is not a conversation we can just have in one conversation. This is going to have to be ongoing. You need a budget. You have to put together a budget because I'm not going to keep talking on the phone saying the same thing over and over. You need to put together a budget and sit down and let's come up with the plan, right? I said the first thing to do is let's start out with a phone call, a consult, a discovery conversation, $395. Oh, he doesn't have money. I'm trying to give it to him as a gift. Okay, so if that's a problem, $395 was a problem coming out the gate. You're not gonna start a brick and mortar. You're not gonna start anything. And I said, listen, I'm not being mean, but if you're having a problem with $395, you shouldn't even be talking about a brick and mortar gym. Now, what's interesting about that, had they paid the $395, I could have given them a great plan for what he's trying to do. He probably could have made some wonderful money, right? It was a grandmother and her grandson, but they won't spend the $395 on the conversation. And I was like, at the end of the day, it's your business. Because if she had said this is what he loved to do, I know when she told me, I already had the plan mapped out in my head. What he could do without having a brick and mortar. Like I already had it mapped out, but you don't even want to pay for that. And she could have got it in 90 minutes, right? It would have cost her to get so $395 to talk to me for 90 minutes, and probably another $300 or $400 to get it off the ground, and then $97 a month is all she would have had to pay, and he probably would have making a lot of money. But they wouldn't have the conversation with me because they didn't put together a budget. Why am I sharing this with you? You need to put together a budget, and you need to talk to the people that can help you move forward. Right? Don't sit there and be penny pinching because if you're going to penny pinch start, you're going to penny pinch going through and it's not going to work. I'm telling you that right now. If you think that you're going to go out there and start a business and not put more money back into the business, you are sadly mistaken. Don't waste your time. And let me say this. If you don't have time to be somebody's VA, then don't start this business because they feel like they pay you. If you don't set the right hours for them those people feel like they're paying you. They want you on the hours that they. I can give you a prime example. It was hilarious. One of my friends has a VA. He let it go during the summer, during the holiday season. He has a VA, right? And she's in a different time zone, like completely. Well, anyway, it was something he asked her to do, and she said, I don't know if she said she couldn't do it or she didn't. It was something that she didn't do. And he looking at the clock like, well, you supposed to be on the clock right now. This is what he told me. He's like, he was saying himself, why did you do that? You supposed to be on the clock right now. It so she got fired during the holidays. He said he just brought it back. When people pay you, they expect you to be on time. They expect you to be there during the hours, available during the hours that they pay you for. So make sure you set up hours that you know that you can be available. Don't set up hours where the kid got to go to the doctor and this and the third and blah, blah, blah. You schedule that stuff around your virtual assistant hours because those people will call you and they expect you to be there because you're on the clock for them. It's like a job. It's a business, but it's like a job. Anyway, go to the website, goodmorninggwinnett.com. It's all there. You'll be able to see it there. I'm going because I got to go get ready for my day. But listen, if you know somebody who will be a great VA, this is an opportunity for you to share this with them so they can get started today. If they're serious about that, if you are thinking about starting this, now is a good time because people are in need. And if you have lost your job, sit back for a second, take this weekend, sit back and say, okay, let me see what I'm good at. Let me see where I could be really effective for somebody and make a decent living so I can just enjoy my life, right? It's your birthday coming up. Can you take off the rest of the day and go enjoy your birthday without worries? I can. Can you? Because honestly, I was like, I ain't doing no show today. But then I was like, I got to do a show today. I got to do a show. So I'm here doing a show. And I did an article for you to go look at later. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I hope this sparks somebody ideas about what they can do as a VA. If you know somebody who would benefit from this episode or the website, be sure to share the whole blueprint with them or share this episode with them. Okay. Thank you again for listening. You could be anywhere in the world, but you spent the last 40 minutes with me, and I love and appreciate you for that. If you miss any episodes of the show, be sure to check out goodmorninggwinnett.com for past episodes there. And also share them with your friend. Hey, do me a favor, go over to YouTube at youtube.com at Good Morning Gwinnett and like the page. It's all audio. I'm sorry, y'all. It's some video up there, but it's mostly audio. But I need to get to the 1,000 subscribers, so I need your help. All right. Thank you again for listening. I'll be back again on Monday because today is my Friday, but I'll be back again on Monday at 10 a.m. God willing. You guys stay safe out there. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And until next time, my friends, until next time, make it a great day. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Good Morning Gwinnett, where we bring AI innovation to the heart of your local business. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to support the show for only $5.99 a month. Just click the support link in the show notes. Your contribution helps keep this show running and your business growing. Missed an episode or want to catch up on local news? Visit us anytime at goodmorninggwinnett.com. Until next time, stay innovative on your grind.